Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Rima Bechara and I'm the owner of Walls and More, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I did a paint pour on this and I actually did video it, but I need to go through it and clean it up a bit. But what I did was this is using a stencil. We're also going to be using some of these shattered glass. I'm not sure what colors yet, but I got these from Amazon and I will post the link. And they come in 3 colors and 3 different shades of every color. And I'm going to use the green. Let's see what other, I haven't decided on all the colors I'm using yet, but they come different sizes as well. This is a 2-pound pack. Oops, you can't see it. This is a 2-pound pack, all 3 of them. They also come in a 1-pound pack. And this is 1 pound. And this is another one. So right now, I'm not really sure what colors I'm going to be using for the turtle. And I can't tell if I'm live, and I do not have I can't see any comments, so I'm hoping that I will ultimately. Now, what I did was I traced out the turtle, and this is what I came up with. I'm going to be painting these lines, which are those, in black to start off with. So let's get started. And trying to find a thin enough brush to do all that. If anyone is there and can hear me, can you please just say hello to me? So I'm using the Master's Touch Permanent Black to draw out the lines. And hopefully... Oh, hey, Betty. Hey, Lynn. How are you? I've missed you. So I'm just going to draw out. This brush might be a little bit too thick. And I have a thinner one just in case. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with a thinner one. Let me just grab this one. I'm just going to give it a little bit of water. And before we, what I'd like to do is possibly put a 3D pen. And this is a frame from Hobby Lobby. And it is Let's see, it's a 11.70 by 18.86. So right now what we're doing is just planning it out. I used my Frixion pen, and I am going to need a ton of glue. Can you see, or is the light shining too much on it? Let me see if this works better. Is that better for you guys? Can you see better now? What the outline that I've drawn? So I'm just drawing in with a very, very fine brush. It's a 2.0. How is everyone doing? It took the paint pour a couple of days to dry. And it wasn't my best paint pour, but for this, I have a brush head that's getting on my nerves. How's everyone doing? Just, although I can't see comments. Now, I'm not sure if I'm keeping this white, I'm being blue, or if I'm going to go over it with some white. But this is just a different way of doing this. I should have music running in the background, shouldn't I? And of course, the lines don't have to be perfect because nothing is perfect in nature. And I wasn't quite sure how the paint would take to a pour. I did not use any silicone in here. So what colors do you think I should use? I'm tempted to use a pink, a green, and I have some blues, but I don't know. Maybe an orange and a yellow. If you could make also comments. Comments are, I love comments, and so does YouTube. I'll have to dry this. This may be a project that I might finish. Off YouTube and post it on YouTube. It's just a different way of glass, applying glass. Now I'd like to do something special for the eye. Not sure what. Just some areas I need to go over more than once because it was a bit light. The other thing I wanted to mention is I could have painted all of this. It might have been better actually if I'd painted everything white that I wanted. I mean, there's different ways you can do this. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. And if you're like me, you can't draw, or then this would be a good idea for you to do. So we're going to start off doing just these areas. Let me just dry it. A little bit sticky. The other thing I'm going to need is my glue. And yes, I'm the oops lady. And I am the one that's always losing things. And guess what? I need to find my glue. Okay, I have one here. I'm going to start off by putting some, hopefully, glue here. Because it is a big piece and I am trying to why won't it come down? Oh, now it's coming down. So I'm just applying Aleene's glue everywhere just to keep it in place, and this glue does not seem to want to be working. Let me see if I have another one. I do. Let me just flip it upside down and we'll wait. Oh, I just missed that comment. Okay, I think I'm going to use orange. And this is, look at how tiny these are. They're a good deal better size. You know what? Maybe I should have painted this. I've changed my mind. Let me just remove all of these. Because I think it's not going to show up as well. So I think today, let me just get rid of these. Let me get the white out. The only reason I changed my mind is because I think that, let me remove this before I get it more messy. Every time I say messy, I remember my grandson. It's so funny. I just want to make sure I remove this. And let's see where the white is. And that's what we're going to use. I don't want to end up with blue glass where the orange should be, but it's going to give a hint of blue. So putting white under, and actually, let me just see. If I can get this over like this might be faster. Okay, I think we've got that to work. I just hope I don't end up messing up. Might need 2 coats. And possibly a bigger brush. Let's see if I have a bigger brush. Let me wet it. It'll work better if it's wet. And yeah, I've lost something else. My water. And again, I apologize if I cannot see your comments. We are going to get a new computer. And I'm far from perfect on creating crafts. So I'm learning with you. Everything I'm doing, I've never done before. So I appreciate your patience. And I hope I don't mess up the underneath, so I have to redo the black. And I'm also been thinking that I might make a few changes. Which I'll tell you more about in the coming days. Now, I am going to give this another coat. These thin lines, I'm going to do probably in black. But I'll do white first. You can do this with a sponge as well. And the white I used, by the way, is Pentart white. And if I end up with a mess, well, I'll have learned a lesson. And that's not to dump too much paint. I'm fine with that because I did dump too much paint, but I'm fine with it. I have to be honest, I'm a bit scared because I haven't done this before, but hopefully we'll make it work. Yeah, I'm going over some places. And when I was doing the pour, I realized that I would have to do some painting over what I'm doing. Let me just add a little bit more. Because there's no way to, for me at least, I haven't found a way to do a paint pour and leave enough room for the areas that I want to keep white. And I prepared this board by painting it, priming it white. It's not very smooth. Welcome, Belani Art and Coloring. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Betty. If anyone has any suggestions on how I can do this without being this messy, please go ahead. I know these are going to be black, so I'll maybe I shouldn't bother doing them. And I apologize again because I cannot see comments. I want to do something special for the eye. And I do have, I bought some when I was away, some stones which might work. I'm dreading picking it up because I know this was very messy. This is not how we stencil. I'm going to have to add a little bit more white and some water. And as you probably realized, I've lost my water. I'm going to spray. Oh, this is going to run for sure because it's thick. It's not thick, rather. And as I said, this is not how I have shown you how to stencil before. I would use a stencil brush. And I'm going to pull it up, and it's going to look a mess, and then I'm going to look like a fool. But there's always ways to fix things. And when I got the stencil, just to let you know, it was a bit bigger than my board. Yeah, I want to do a contour liner, but the only thing is that I can't do that and then put the stones because they need time to dry. But that's a great suggestion. Thank you, Miriam. I'm just adding some more blue. I mean white. Blue. Okay, you ready? Let's see. Oh, great mess. Great, great, great. Huge mess. Well, it's not a big deal because we can fix it. Let's dry this. Just cleaning this up. The areas that overlap are going to get black. So my main area of concern is right here because that's the part I'm going to be doing with you. But first, I need to fix the black. Some areas aren't completely dry. So for anyone who's trying this, I would first stencil a bit more neatly than I did. And then go over it with the black instead of doing what I'm doing twice. But as I said, we're learning. I think I'm leaning, I've changed my mind about, I think I want to do greens. I think I'm going to do greens instead of orange. So let me dry this again. A little bit. Oh, I found my water. Let me just clean up one area that's bothering me. Unless it's this, oh, this is part of it. Okay, so now we can, I think, get going. I think I'm going to do different shades of greens. And again, I'm using Clear Gel Tacky Glue by Aileen. And the reason I'm putting glue on is to set a boundary and so that the glass does not move. So I'm just going to do this. Oh, let me do this as well. And let's start with the dark green. This one is a bit too big, so I'm going to move it. You might have to play around with the glass. Actually, I think I might need, I'm just looking for a tool that will help me. I'll have to look for some thin ones and add them here and here. I mean, this does require some patience, especially as the glass is not all the same size. So whatever's in my hand, I'm using. And whenever I find a small one, I'm adding it. Another tip I can give you is, I think instead of going with white, I think what I should have done is picked out the color of the glass I was going to use, and then painted it that color. I think it would look a lot better. It's not small enough. Let me see if I can find a tiny, no, I'm not. The tiny ones. So far, what we've learned is stencil first. Choose the color first and then stencil. They're all irregular shaped. I just saw a tiny, tiny one that I can use. Where did it go? This might be too big for here. And the glass is not sharp, by the way. I just wanted to let you know. Yeah, I think it, and the other thing is to use the base color green. And you don't need to layer it on top like I did the Christmas tree, if you watched that yesterday. With the Christmas tree, I layered it on quite thick. And I think I might have to break some. But if I had painted it green, then it wouldn't show up the white as much. This one is big. Don't need that. Getting stuck here. I found a spot here that can use it. And if you're doing this, you do have to jump around from section to section, depending on the size of the glass you have or you need. So if you see a small one and you know you need a small one, you'll have to go this is a very long one and a small one. So I'm just pushing them in. This is just a tool from the dollar store. So although I said I wasn't going to layer, I'm thinking I was wrong. And you will have to layer if you paint white. Sometimes we don't think things through. We make mistakes. I want to see what it looks like. I need a small one here. It's hard when you're over a project to really notice what you're looking for or what to see it the way. I'm trying to see, there's one here that I need. Okay, so let's do the next bit. And I'm only really doing around to keep them in. And now what I need to do is find one that's pointy and another one that's pointy. I'll put the small ones aside and try and use as many of the big ones. Oh, I wanted to change colors. Oh, I forgot. Never mind, after this one I'll change. got glue all over my hands, so I've got some small ones I can use here and here. Just make sure you save your small ones. Okay, let's try a different green. Oops. Let's see this one or the other dark one. I think I'll do the darker green. You can't really, they look the same, don't they? These are a bit easier to do because they're bigger. So you don't have to be as careful. You do need to do the edges more. Looks like the same green, does it not? Let's just move it in. And as I said earlier, I think it does require patience, but it's very satisfying, at least to me. I'm going to make this teaching what not to do, because after I finish these two, I'm going to paint these green, and I'm going to use a contour liner around these, and then when we come back we'll fill them in and resin them. So let me finish those two. Because there's a lot of useful lessons that I have learned from this, and I hope that if you're watching this, you would have learned. Because it is doable. You can use a stencil over a pour, and you can do a great job, but it's my first one, hence the mistakes, but mistakes are how we learn. And then when we do the pour, then we're going to see how, if any white is showing, and I'm leaving some white showing, how that will react. How that will look, rather, not react. Oops, I went too close. My fault. And I'll push it back. I'll go back through comments when we finish. Actually, I wanted to leave, no, I've changed my mind. I was going to try something else as well, but I don't think I will. Please let me know if this is the kind of thing that interests you. Glass resin, trying something new. And again, on purpose, I'm leaving white. I just want to see the reaction, what would... just picking up the small pieces and just trying to fill in where I can, but leaving some white as well. Okay, we've gone over an hour, and I'll come back. I'll let you know when, and I'll paint these green. I'll put contour liner, let it dry and set up, and then we'll finish this piece with resin. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you spending time with me. Take care, everyone. Bye.